Hello and welcome to IC Fluid Power Solution series of videos. Have you ever had a time when you needed to add a test point or maybe a flow meter into a hydraulic system? If the plumbing's all hard pipe or tube, what do? Well, you have to cut into the system and either flare or weld a T. That means you have to shut the system down, drain the fluid, fabricate and install a new test point, refill the fluid, and crank the system back up. It could take you hours and you risk leaks and contaminations. Today we're going to talk about Serv-Clip. Serv-Clip allows you to install a test point or sensor in 3 minutes without having to cut into the system to install it. We'd like to show you how easy it really is. What we're going to show you first is the Serv-Clip One. Serv-Clip One can be installed in pressurized systems up to 630 bar or 9100 psi. For standard wall tubing, it comes in metric sizes up to 22 millimeters and in inch sizes from 3/8 up to 1.5. It also works for 1/2 inch to 1 inch size pipe. So let me show you how to install a Serv-Clip One. What you're going to need to install a Serv-Clip is a 6 millimeter Allen wrench, a 22 millimeter open head wrench, emery cloth, and if the pipe or tube is painted or in a rag, to clean the pipe at the point of installation. So to ensure a correct and safe installation of the Serv-Clip, please read the safety and installation instructions for whatever type of Serv-Clip you're going to be installing. So now that we've done that, let's determine where you want to install this into your system. Make sure that the location will have the clearance needed and that the OD of the tube is in good shape and not seriously rusted or cracked. Ensure that the OD of the tube and the ID of the Serv-Clip match. Now remove any paint and make sure that the pipe or tube is clean and dry at this point. So clamp the Serv-Clip, and this comes in 2 halves, but for our demonstrations we have it together and slide it over the end of the pipe. And at this point with the Serv-Clip One, the system's pressurized. We haven't done anything differently. We're able to do the installation under pressurized system. Tighten the hex bolts, snug them up, now take your open head wrench. Now this test board actually has a piercing point in it that's actually going down. As we're screwing it down, it will actually puncture the tube. So go till it bottoms out, back it out, and we now have a test point. Time to test. Remove the screw. You can either install a gauge to do your measurements, or you can install a hose if you need to. And that's it for Serv-Clip One. Now, the Serv-Clip 2, your prep work is the same as with Serv-Clip One, but you can't do it under pressure. Why is that? Well, the Serv-Clip 2 allows you to install flow, leakage, temperature, and pressure sensors, and some of the sensors have an evasive probe that needs a bigger hole to accommodate that probe. So the piercing is a 2-step process to get the hole large enough to be able to accept the probe. So for a short amount of time, you'll have an open system while you change out a needle. For the second step, you really don't want a pressurized system while you're changing the needle or installing the systems. So let's get started. So follow the same guidelines as we did for Serv-Clip One and clamp the body onto the tube. Again, we can install the body of the Serv-Clip while the system is under pressure. It's just when we get to the piercing portion, it's when we need to shut it down. Same as Serv-Clip One, tighten up the 4 cap screws. Snug them up. Same process with Serv-Clip One. We're going to run the test port with a piercing needle in it down onto the tube. This one will have two phases. Phase one, all the way to the bottom, back it out. Now this has a little stirrup in it, and that actually holds the piercing needle in place. So we'll remove stage one, put in stage two. Finish the job. Run it down till it bottoms out. Back it out. Now, with every flow meter, we'll send you a set of these piercing needles as well as a go or no-go gauge. So next step is drop that gauge in, make sure we have enough depth and that the hole is wide enough. So we're good to go. Now, if we just want to put a pressure gauge on it or a hose, we can take that piercing needle out, install a test port back into the system. We're good to go, just like Serv-Clip One. But we want to install a flow meter. So with that flow meter, you have an adapter. We'll install that adapter. Snug it up. Come in now and install our flow meter. Angle it the way that we need it. Tighten it up. And that's it. We're ready to go. It's that easy. So, call the pros at IC Fluid Power and we'll get you the parts you need to get you up and running.